Yeah, shots unchanged. Nick Hayes in goal, playing against the side he was at last year, where apparently he started but then but had a crisis of confidence and ended up getting ridiculed by a lot of the Hartlepool fans. So we'll see how he does today. Back four of Adam, Maliki, Stickland, Oshilaja and Afete. Bornice and Odesanya, the two patrolling the centre of midfield behind Hakeem Sander, John Gilbert and Basil Tuma, with Marcus Dinanga up top for the shots. Hartlepool make one change in the centre-back position. Right, coming back to our pre-match chat about largely Aldershot Town. You mentioned about John Gilbert being referred to as a Duracell bunny. Of course, Aldershot had one last year in Cameron Hargreaves, but I think John Gilbert is perhaps kind of more all-round. Take nothing away from Cam, because he's a wonderful player, and one of 3 or 4 is disappointing that we've lost.
No, I agree. Yeah, and I think Cameron Hargreaves was better suited as a defensive midfielder who was occasionally pushed forward to play as an attacking midfielder, a number 10. John Gilbert is a natural number 10, a creative midfielder who can drop back and do the dirty work, augment that defensive midfield area, but then he has more natural creative skills and goal scoring output than Cam did.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think he's one of those, I'm going to call it a freak of nature, John Gilbert, because I'm hearing that I did mention this in commentary last week, but you may not have heard it. I think by all accounts he won all the stamina related pre-season measurements, particularly the bleep test as they call it. Just goes on and on and on. And fair play to him for that, because I actually was very good at those tests when I played, but there was a guy at my club called Matty Plum. I knew once the third person had dropped out, I might as well stop, because he would have gone on forever.
Jake Gallagher used to be that person a few years ago. He was an absolute machine.
Exactly, not at any great pace, but he got there as quick as he could, as you always say. Looking at the shots bench, I want to talk about the 7 players and talk about where they might come on. So starting with Tristan Abrahams, him and Marcus Wiley are both out-and-out strikers. So really, if Dinanga isn't quite firing or gets a knock, or maybe, shots need something new after 70 odd minutes, we could see either of those. Definitely. Abrahams, we don't need to reintroduce. He's one of the few players left from last year, and he himself tweeted in the summer, can we forget about last year, which is a great attitude. And I had a lovely chat with him pre-match last week up at Boston, and I have to say he was really humble, really measured, spoke really well of the Shots fans actually, and he's desperate for everybody to just wipe his slate clean. What he wants and what Marcus Wiley wants, and Dinanga for that matter, more than anything, as soon as possible, is a goal. In red and blue. A competitive goal.
Yes, no, absolutely. And Tristan Abrahams, sometimes players just don't fit with a manager, with a formation, with a setup, with a playing style, with a club. And that doesn't mean that they're a bad player, or that as things evolve at a certain club, with a new playing style, with a new manager, with new teammates, they can't become a key part of the squad and the team. And you watch previous highlights of Tristan Abraham from Maidenhead, from other teams before that. There is a good player there, that if Aldershot Town can harness him, he can be a real handful. Run the channels, a poacher, someone who can drop deep, turn and run at the defence. There is a good player there if you can get the best out of him. And certainly he deserves to have a second chance here, particularly as he has been so honest and said it's not quite worked for me yet. And I hope that he absolutely proves everyone wrong, including maybe some of us in the press box that have maybe gone, well, not sure quite why he's still here. But
we know factually that he scored 13 goals in this league 2 seasons ago, so it is possible, and I'd love to have my mind changed, and it would need changing, I would admit that. Kwaku Frimpong, if he comes on, almost certainly will replace Bornice or Odesanya in the centre of midfield. Jack Maton, and he wasn't joking apparently when he said that, I think we all wanted to say Maton, but it has got French origins. So Jack Maton who's on loan from Wycombe for the season, is actually really highly rated. But at the moment, in the starting lineup, he's not going to shift either of the twin captains, Kiki Olshilaja and
Michael Stickland.
Who've both been superb throughout pre-season. Tyrese Dice is a good one because he can come on as the left back or the left centre back, and then Connor Lawless is also a holding midfielder, likely to come on for one of those central midfield too. The other aspect of John Gilbert that we saw up at Boston is that Kwaku Frimpong was able to move into the number 10 position and John Gilbert out wide, and Aldershot did really well in those latter stages, keeping possession, having a lot of territory, and also creating one or two half-decent chances to put the game to bed.
Yeah, I think there is lots of versatility, some good depth, some good quality waiting in the wings. If you need a plan B, C or D, then absolutely. And Scott Davis taking the applause in front of the East Bank, and as he runs back towards the tunnel, his first competitive fixture at the Ebb Stadium, I think, since December 2011, which feels both an age and a blink of an eye ago. But yeah, welcome back, Scott, officially. It is great to have him back and to have his passion for the club, his commitment and his enthusiasm and love of the game. I think the team does play in his image. Full throttle, front foot, pace, intensity, with an eye for goal, and occasionally thinking, defending, what's that? But Aldershot Town in the last few years has been built on a roller coaster ethos, and that is not going to change. Aldershot Town's for and against record last season was exactly the same as Slough Town's. That says that Scott plays front foot football, and what the Ebb Stadium has come to love. Maybe it gives us all a few extra grey hairs, or maybe I'm just looking for an excuse for why my hair is quite so grey, but yeah, it's going to be a roller coaster, it's going to be fun, there's going to be thrills and spills, and there's probably going to be a few setbacks, but it's going to be enjoyable.
Wonderful. That's Steve Gibbs alongside myself, Rob Worrell. We are just over 5 minutes away from kickoff. We await the teams. Good afternoon to Mike Hudson, who's listening in from Chicago. Good afternoon, as ever, to Colin Hayden, listening in from Tenerife. Something just happened that I wasn't expecting to happen. I was listening to Steve. I looked over to my left, and I felt this place. I felt this stadium when Scott Davis ran off the pitch and acknowledged the fans. There's a good number in. The levels, the noise levels are very, very good. And I felt that moment in the ground, and just what a proud moment that will be for Scotty Davis. He said in a couple of interviews, it probably sounds a bit cliched, but this has always been the club that the first result I've ever looked for, because he was here as a kid, virtually, really, 19-year-old.
He was
sent out from Reading, probably because he'd done something naughty.
Just for his development. He
made it his second.
He'd maybe hit a glass ceiling at Reading, that he wasn't yet ready to break into the first team consistently, but Reading saw something in him. Gary Waddock saw something in him, and yeah, it was a match made in heaven from that very first away game in that season, that glorious season, when he scored virtually from kick-off at the second half at Kidderminster. What an impact he had on that season. And yeah, Scott's not the sort of player for platitudes, or I'm trying to think of a word that isn't swearing. That no BS kind of attitude,
yeah,
Scott, that he brings to his whole ethos in life and to his management style. And yeah, he's not the sort of player to, and he did say, I didn't take other jobs because it would have felt weird holding up another club's scarf in that presentation photograph that every club does. Yet it feels natural for him to hold up an Aldershot Town scarf, because he was at Wembley for the FA Trophy final, and if he hadn't been a fan, he would have been in the press box alongside us, probably getting as emotional as I was.
Exactly.
And that proves his commitment to this club.
Okay, here come the teams in the opening home game of the season for Aldershot Town, amid a sea of red and blue flags, welcoming the players onto the pitch, and also in the East Bank end where the red and blue balloons have been released, and also over on the far side 300 to 400 Hartlepool fans, Poolies as we know them. And what a wonderful occasion we've got here on what feels like such a fresh afternoon for both teams. Both teams winning on the opening day, both sides under new management. And Hartlepool, of course, winning 2-0 last week at home to Barrow. Shots winning 1-0 at Boston. So why shouldn't there be a bit of optimism? Why shouldn't there be a bit of positivity in the ground? I'm Rob Worrell. Alongside me is Steve Gibbs, who's the former media manager at Aldershot Town. We welcome the Poolies fans watching on DAZN, the Shots fans and any neutrals tuning in. We also welcome, of course, our BBC Surrey online listeners. It will be a radio-style commentary because of a lot of our regular listeners won't see the pictures that you will on DAZN. The Shots are in their home kit of red shirts, blue shorts and red socks. And Hartlepool United are in blue and white striped shirts. And I can't see them for the moment, so I can't tell you what colour the shorts are. Oh yeah, I beg your pardon. It's the supporters that are in the blue and white shirts. My mistake. Hartlepool are in a black strip with a sky blue edging. And we're very, very close to kick-off now, so let me take you through the lineups this afternoon. The Shots are unchanged from their 1-0 at Boston. Hayes in goal. Formerly, of course, a Poolie last season. Mixed fortunes. I'm hearing he started very well, then made one or two key errors and had a bit of a wobbly period. Didn't work out for him long term. Nino Adom Malake, left back Michael Stickland, and Kiki Oshilaja, the captain, at centre back. Michel Afete at right back. Bornice and Odusanya holding the middle for the Shots. Hakeem Sander, John Gilbert and Basil Tuma will be the three lining up behind Marcus Dinanga up top. Previously prolific in this division, not a million miles from Hartlepool, up at the GAS for Gateshead. And the Poolies, who go into their own huddle now as they take position at the same end as their supporters, the left side as we look at it. They will line up, we believe, in a 4-4-2. Max Merrick in goal. Back four left to right, Cameron John, Max Coogan, the one change today. Ross McNally and Jay Ben, left to right across the back four. Jack Hunter and Jamie Miley, the midfield two. Brooklyn Elunga on the left, Jack Nolan on the right. Will Harris and Chris Popov up top for the Poolies, who have changed Aldershot Town round here and have forced them to kick towards the East Bank in the first half. The Shots prefer the other. Let's see how that decision works out. Two live commentaries today. If you've hit on this and you're a Poolie fan and you want to listen to the other Rob Law, BBC Tees are here as well. I'm Rob Worrell and Steve Gibbs is alongside me. Nick Hayes immediately controls the ball well, sends it forward. One in the air by Hartlepool. Clipped forward by Bornice. Flicked on by an Aldershot Town player. And then cleared to touch over on the far side. Won't be of any surprise to anybody listening in this country, but if you're abroad, it's blue skies, it's sunny, it's in the high 20s, and it pretty much has been in the high 20s or the low or mid 30s for the last month or 6 weeks, it feels. Aldershot with a throw down the right hand side, picked up by Sander, who's out there, sent in by Afete and caught underneath his bar unopposed by the Hartlepool keeper Max Merrick. Tell us more about a little rumour that we heard in the summer, Steve.
That the new Hartlepool goalkeeper, Max Merrick, who signed on a season's loan at Victoria Park from Chelsea, was on the radar of Scott Davis as well before Nick Hayes arrived. That he was under consideration for a loan for Aldershot Town. So
this is not to suggest for 1 minute that if Shots and Pools had both been in, the Shots would have got him. They might have done geographically, you never know.
Yeah, and given Aldershot Town's historic relationship with Chelsea.
Yeah, but the main point being, Scotty Davis was going to go for a young Premier League goalkeeper on loan. There were a couple of options, but he ended up having such a young defence, Will Nightingale moving on to Sutton, that he thought, you know what, I need an experienced goalkeeper.
Understandable.
So he switched his attentions to Laurie Walker and Nick Hayes, and the rest is history. Nick Hayes is now here. Ball's in the air, head tennis in the middle of the park. Bournice is beaten to it by Will Harris. Ball played forward. Little knockdown by Hartlepool into the path of Jamie Miley. Back to the left back. And then sent forward into touch again. And the Shots will have a throw in. They've enjoyed, nothing really's happened key in the game, but they've enjoyed the majority of the early possession here towards the East Bank end. The ball now goes back to Nick Hayes. Sends a long ball down the right hand side, and Efete escapes his man. Can he keep it in? He can. Gets to the byline, sends it in. It's headed away by Coogan, only as far as Bournice. Bournice goes back to the other blonde or fair-haired player, Stickland. Adon Maliki looks to exchange passes, but Aldershot give it away, and Hartlepool pick up the ball with Jack Nolan down the right hand side. Adon Maliki gets a little touch. It'll be a throw into Hartlepool. Jay Ben's going to take it 10 yards or so ahead of where it went out. Nobody's bothered about that. Oh, good tackle from Hakeem Sandar, who then falls awkwardly, but he gets up and he's okay. Gilbert goes back to Adon Maliki. He's under pressure but plays the ball forward. And good skills from Dinanga, who beats his man, takes it down, and then there were hands on him. But for the first time today, a referee with a decision to make there, Lewis B. Smith. In fact, it's changed. According to the team sheet, it's Ross Martin. Now, we have to believe the team sheet because that's been produced more recently than the match programme. I was going to say that Lewis Smith, who was down to 2 the game, had played a lot of, refereed a lot of championship games last year. More on Ross Martin when we can. Here's the ball into the penalty area. Well shepherded behind his goal by Michael Stickland. 3 3/4 minutes gone, Steve Gibbs, 0-0. Lively start, but very controlled start from both sides when they've had the ball.
Yeah, and I think that's positive for Aldershot Town. Maybe one of the drawbacks last Saturday at Boston was that they looked a little bit open in the opening stages. Boston had a few chances. There was a little bit of defensive chaos from Aldershot Town. The one thing you can't do is give Hartlepool a head of steam.
Here's Hakeem Sandar, cutting inside of his man Jay Ben, and being pulled back. Aldershot Town have a free kick, the first for them this afternoon. It's taken quickly by Adon Maliki, gets the ball back again and goes back to Michael Stickland. Stickland on the left of the central back two, back to Hayes. Hayes clears forward under a little bit of pressure from Popov, knocked down, ball played forward through the middle. It'll go all the way through to Nick Hayes. Welcome, as I say, to viewers on DAZN, whether you're Shots faithful or Pooley's faithful or even a neutral. Here's a ball played down the right hand side, chased by Gilbert. He's got his hands on the back of McNally. McNally gets the ball back to Merrick. Merrick clears forward. There's a little push in the back there from Miley, but ref says not enough to give a free kick. Cleared forward by Efete. Little cushion header from Hartlepool, turned round the corner by Nolan. Cleared away. Midfield skirmishes. Lovely ball out to the left by Jack Hunter. Hartlepool, though, playing it safe. And they go back through Cameron John and also Coogan. And back to the goalkeeper Merrick. So 0-0, 5.5 minutes gone here. Worthing, who pulled off the result of the week last week away to Carlisle, have got their first match at Woodside Road today in the National League, and they've taken a very early lead as well. Hartlepool here, as we've come to the end of the 6th minute, have got themselves the first corner of the afternoon. And not 100% sure. I think Jamie Miley's gone over to take it. It is
Miley.
And it's at the High Street end. The Poolies are attacking in this first half. Miley sends it in, headed back across and then away by Adam Maliki. Nice ball forward from Cameron John out to the left. Cross comes in, little flick on, half cleared, and then Maliki clears it away. Nolan, very calm and assured. He checked over his shoulder first, sends the ball out to the left, then he gets it back, pulls it down out of the sky like it was easy to control. He made it look easy. Ball over the top, bounces once. Taken down by Popov, finds Nolan, almost has a gap. Ball into the area, headed away by Odusanya, held up by Denanga, good control. Sends it out to the left-hand side. Sander sees the forward run, of Tuma. But so too did Merrick, who read it brilliantly, Steve, and came out of his area and cleared it forward. It looked like it was overhit by Sander, but I don't think he anticipated the keeper coming out so quickly and so soon.
No, he didn't. That was brilliant anticipation from Max Merrick, who is a goalkeeper that likes to come off his line. He's not scared to go off limits. I think the pass was slightly overhit, but Tuma still had a chance to get it if Merrick hadn't been so quick and adventurous off his line. And this afternoon you've got both teams that love to play on the counter with a bit of pace, and that transition could be key.
Certainly could. Here is Afete clearing the ball forward from just inside his own half. Hartlepool will get onto that. Worthing, by the way, took the lead against Forest Green. The majority of the other games in the National League are goalless at this point. Aldershot attacking on the right-hand side. Hartlepool have won it up. Good afternoon to Lindsay Morrish. Thanks for asking about my family. The ball is in touch, throw in to Aldershot Town. Lindsay's trying to watch on DAZN. Is Sander turning inside? Ball finds touch. It'll be an Aldershot Town throw. We are 8 1/4 minutes in. It's 0-0. Aldershot have the throw. Go back to Stickland. It'll go back to Hayes. He's quickly going to be under pressure from Popov. And he clears the ball up to the right-hand side, where Hartlepool will certainly win it. Cameron John brings it down and sends it inside to McNally. McNally forward. Oh, great play from Oshilaja. He's fouled. Free kick to the shots inside the centre circle. Pretty even start, Steve Gibbs. First 8 1/2, 9 minutes. Competitive, but without a clear-cut chance so far.
Yeah, competitive, a little bit scrappy. No team, I think, really keeping the ball under control. And it will be a fiercely contested game. Both managers like to play front foot with lots of intensity. Aldershot Town a couple of times have gone long, and that is playing into the hands of this Hartlepool defence, who are big and strong and will win those areas all day. I think quick balls in the channels using the pace of the Aldershot front three is probably the better way forward.
Yeah, here's Denanga trying to hold the ball up, shins it a bit but finds Odusanya. He finds Bornice, who lifts the ball over the top. It's going to bounce once and go through to Merrick. But just while Steve was talking, Aldershot quick on the front foot. Stickland with the free kick, sent it out to the right hand touchline, brought down beautifully by Tuma. Didn't come to anything in the end. Here is Aldershot holding the ball up with Sander. Bornice sends it forward. Sander's ready to pounce on any error from McNally. He doesn't get one. He recovers with his second touch and goes back to Merrick. Pooley's fans listening will know this if they're watching DAZN, but Lee Clark's in all black as well. Black jeans, black t-shirt, and Scotty Davis in t-shirt and shorts as well. Good battle so far, neither side. Oh, lovely over and give from Odusanya, finds Sander on the left. Ball's pinged out into touch by Hartlepool. Throw into the shots, lively start, and well, if we build the first 10 1/2 minutes, it's plucky little Aldershot Town 0, Hartlepool. Big favourites to be in that playoff positions at least for this season, 0.
Yeah, worryingly, John Gilbert has gone down halfway into the Hartlepool half, and that was a strain, I think, on his left leg that he felt a couple of minutes ago. He's been trying to run it off.
Do you know what? I was going to say, not only has he been the most eye-catching shots player in pre-season and last week, it's probably one of the very few that we haven't got a direct replacement for. There's not another John Gilbert type, is there? I think probably if he had to go off this early, unless they were going to try something a little bit different, I think we probably would see Kwaku Frimpong. He has had a bit of treatment. He is up, and he's walking off, not limping, but we don't quite know what it is that's happened. And while we got the stoppage in play, I can let you know that there has been a couple of other goals in the National League so far, and it's all home sides that have scored so far. So Worthing 1, Forest Green 0, Tamworth 1, AFC Fylde 0, and Sutton United, who won last week 3-0 at Woking, are 1-0 up against Altrincham. Ogbonna with the goal, just in case anyone wondered if Will Nightingale was at it again. And John Gilbert is waiting to come back on, and that's of huge relief to all of those of red and blue. It
is, absolutely, yeah. You don't want to lose a player the quality of John Gilbert. There are options to replace him, maybe one of the wingers stepping inside, maybe Frimpong or Odesanya moving forward, but yeah, John Gilbert plays in John Gilbert's position.
Poor ball, attacking ball out to the right hand side on this occasion by Stickland, goes straight into touch in front of the, well, I'm going to say, what do you reckon, Steve? Got to be nearer to 403 anyway.
Yeah.
Let's say approximately 400 Poolies fans, which is a wonderful turnout. It's a heck of a journey, one that I've made on more occasions than I'd like to remember. But a terrific show of support from a supporter base that and a team and a club that is won again, thank goodness, after a lot of difficult years under the previous ownership. His shots playing the ball forward, headed up in the air by McNally. Ricochet falls most kindly for Hartlepool. Nolan sends it down the right hand side, and Popov gets away from his man. He's going to the byline, plays it off of Stickland, wins the corner, the second one of the afternoon for Hartlepool. And we'll update our radio listeners now. Thank you very much, Gary. 13.5 minutes gone. It's 0-0. Hartlepool have got their second corner, but unfortunately for Aldershot Town, they've lost the hero from last week. John Gilbert's gone off with an early injury. He's been replaced by Kwaku Frimpong. Stay with us for this corner for Hartlepool, taken by Jack Nolan and caught by Nick Hayes. So 14 minutes gone, Gary, and Aldershot Town, for whom pre-season was almost injury-free, have lost the one player, the player who scored the winning goal last week and got most people's man of the match, that they most didn't want to lose. Quick decision there, either from John Gilbert or from Scotty Davis and the management team, Steve. Kwaku Frimpong, indeed it is, who's on. He's immediately won the ball. He's taken on his man. He plays the ball to Denanga, who'll go back to Odesanya. Aldershot don't quite have enough bodies forward to really release that counter-attack, but now Sanda's got it. He's heading inside. He's to the edge of the penalty. He's going to try a shot. Plays it deep out to the left, right-hand side. Kept in, squared across by Tuma. Comes back to him on the edge of the area. He goes back to Efete. Cross comes in from the right. It's too long. It's poor, and it's picked up by Jack Nolan, who's currently in a right-back position. It remains Aldershot 0, Hartlepool 0. But there's a good ball through the middle. Good battling. Oshilaja in good positioning, and he does so well. Is he fouled? The referee lets the first maybe foul go, then the second maybe foul go, and then the third one he gives. I saw that clearly. Referee let a little bit of contact on each player go, but then the second time that Will Harris got involved, Steve, the referee said enough's enough. If I'm honest, Oshilaja's was close, wasn't it?
It was.
Referee had a decision to make. Free kick to shots. Hayes will take. As good a 0-0 first 15 minutes as I've seen for a while.
Yeah.
Because it's literally both teams playing intensely with good quality and absolutely nothing in it.
No, absolutely. And Aldershot Town have started giving as good as they're getting from their maybe more fancied opponents, and none more perfect example there than Kiki Oshilaja up against that lively front two, Harris and Popov. Goals and movement and pace and aggression between them. and Aldershot Town's defence has started superbly. And Oshilaja, who had a couple of shaky moments in pre-season, looking calm and assured and strong and unruffleable.
Here's Bournice trying to take the ball down, can't quite, but manages to divert it out to the right-hand side where Efforte's in a little bit of space. Chuma tries a little trick, it doesn't quite come off. Pools go back to Merrick in goal, he clears forward. Touch round the corner from Harris, played forward by Shots. Oh, initially really well taken by Frimpong, but he couldn't hold on to it. And now Hartlepool play the ball out to the left-hand side where Alunga makes a bit of a hash of that. The ball's in touch, throw into the Shots. They've lost their talisman, early season talisman, let's say. So early in the season, isn't it? John Gilbert. But they look unshakable, and Frimpong has come in and got straight to the level.
He has, yeah, and he's had to. And last season he played more as a disciplined central midfielder who occasionally won it and drove forward and then deftly laid it off to a teammate, but only occasionally did he burst forward. But he's going to have to release his own shackles this afternoon in that number 10. But he is adept. We saw in pre-season where he can stride forward and shoot from distance. Maybe a little bit less creativity than Gilbert, but losing nothing in work rate.
Slightly overhit free kick from Stickland, which Maliki manages to head on, but it's going to trickle over the dead ball line away to our left, where it's an absolutely packed East Bank. And what a welcome they gave Scott Davis and the Shots fans at the start, with the red and blue flags and a lot of red and blue balloons. Someone who might be there on occasions, but he's not today. He's listening, is Chris Trod, who's heading back from Corby. Good luck to Scotty Davies and the boys. Come on the Shots. Here's a flick on. Adam Maliki does well to get back there, but Pools have got the extra man. Look, ball into the air is cleared away. Sandar is onto it, holds it up, drags it back, goes one way, then the other, back to Maliki. Maliki sends it down the left. Denanga, good hold up play, falls over, he isn't fouled. No free kick to the Shots. Referee's had a good start to the game. Here's Hunter holding the ball up for Pools. Goes back to Miley. Miley out to the left, overhits. Cameron John can't get there. Into touch, throw into the Shots. Another thing, Steve, our first visit back to the EBB this season, we've seen a lot of kind of fairly crude Facebook updates from crude as in raw from the chairman Dean Wood, who's literally rolled his sleeves up and been helping with the painting, the cleaning, the decorating. He's done everything. It's amazing. It really has got a fresh feel about the place. Here is Shots battling away. Frimpong can't win it cleanly. Odesanya can't take it cleanly off McNally, who does well. He goes back to Cameron John. We're in the 20th minute. It's still 0-0 here at the EBB. Really good, high quality, high tempo start at the EBB. Hartlepool have got possession, but they've been forced back and back and back, and eventually they go all the way back to Max Merrick, the on loan Chelsea goalkeeper. He strikes the ball firmly right up to the other end. If this was rugby, that would be the perfect kick to touch, wouldn't it, Steve? But it's not. Would. It's football, and Aldershot will restart with that man, Nino Adam Maliki. Yeah, there's a couple of times now in the last minute, really, that Hartlepool have had to force it. They've had to kick long, and they've over-kicked, trying to force the issue. And I think that's credit to the way Aldershot Town are fully committed and the way they've set up. Ball lifted forward and up in the air by Maliki. It will spin a little bit, backspin, and then away to the left and into touch. 20 minutes now gone. Aldershot Town 0, Hartlepool 0. Hartlepool United, aka the Poolies. Poolies fans, I had a great crack on the way here on the train with a group of about 8 Poolies fans. Did an interview for the NL full-time podcast that will be out probably Sunday night or Monday morning with Adam Davison, who does the HUFC chat pod. And I got some great moments with the Hartlepool fans singing on the train as well. One of those songs being Harris on a free, ole ole. With reference, of course, to the Halifax fans. I think they'll probably sing that one particularly loud. Yes. They're referring Shots fans to their striker, Will Harris, who Halifax thought they'd got an option on for next year. They turned down a couple of financial bids for him, and then he went to Hartlepool for absolutely nothing. And he opened his account last week. Here on the left side, Hartlepool make their way into the penalty area. Oshilaja tries to get back, the ball's dragged back, cleared out to the edge of the area. It's picked up by Ben, takes the ball forward, looks to square it. Brilliant work, tracking back from Adam Maliki. Puts it behind for a corner, and I think that's the third, isn't it, for Hartlepool?
It is, yeah. Yeah, and very nearly Aldershot Town's defence being stretched, but crucially not breached. Excellent tracking back from Adam Maliki to make that last-ditch tackle as the ball was coming in. But yeah, I was going to say the two wide midfielders, Nolan and Ilunga, have not really been allowed to get into the game, but their influence is starting to be felt. Yeah,
the referee, who we now believe is Ross Martin, and not the one printed on the programme, Lewis B. Smith, has just delayed the corner for the usual, really, if you're listening and not watching. Pushing, pulling, holding. Nolan with a beautiful strike into the far post, jumped and caught by Nick Hayes, who tries an early ball out to Tuma, but Tuma gets back. He's blocked, the ball's into the area, shot. I'm not sure if it's given as a free kick or the actual shot. The first attempt of the match, exactly on the halfway point of the first half. And Steve, if I was to re-qualify the first half of the first half, I'd say this: it's the best first half of a first half I've seen without any goal attempts in it until that one. Yes,
and that was a 50-50 challenge where the ball happened to squirt behind, with Max Krogan and Michael Sticklands both going for the ball. Yeah, it has been fascinating, intense. The cliche, I suppose, is it's a chess match rather than a football match, and that was the first sort of half chance on goal.
Here on the left side is Hakim Sandow. He momentarily can go up against Ben on his own. Now he's held it up, he's joined by a second one. Plays the ball back to Adam Maliki. Ball sent into the air, headed away by McNally. Up towards Harris. Harris is just beaten in the air by Stickland, but the ball falls at the feet of Brooklyn Ilunga, who holds it up, goes back to Cameron John. Cameron John's under pressure from Frimpong. Does well, plays it forward. Held up by Popov. Heavy touch from him, but he does well to get back on it. Tuma wins it, tries to poke it out wide of him to Frimpong. Frimpong can't get a touch on it. The ball's out of play. Throw into Hartlepool. Both sets of fans as well, in great voice. Perhaps more so the Shots fans, as you'd expect. A, they're at home. B, they've got a cracking acoustic roof above them, which the Hartlepool fans don't have. They will, though, be enjoying topping up their tans. Here's 50-50, good battle, and Jamie Miley doing well to hold off the attentions of Frimpong, eventually wins the free kick. Hate going early on referees, but I think he's done pretty well so far this afternoon.
He's let a lot go.
Let it go when he can. I don't think he's let ridiculous things go, no. But he has let quite a lot go, and he's trying to let the game flow, I believe. He's Hartlepool playing the ball out to the right-hand side to Nolan. Nolan's going to go up against Adam Maliki. Feints to cross it and then doesn't. Holds the ball for Ben, and then he overhits it. Ben can't get there, and that's probably the one moment where anything Jack Nolan's done has lacked quality so far. I think the general consensus of opinion of those of us watching the National League last year, he was one of at least half a dozen players in the league that frankly are better than this league.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. Absolutely.
I mean, 19 goals in a very poor Morecambe side, yes, tells you all you need to know.
Definitely, yeah. And it's not one trick, but his best move is to play as an inverted winger where he cuts in off the right side onto his left foot. Aldershot Town are aware of that, and that's why that move broke down. They had to force the pass because Adam Maliki was not allowing him to drift inside onto his left foot. Excellent defending and excellent homework.
Here's a ball out looking for Nolan on the right hand side, and it holds up nicely. He's going to keep it in down by the corner flag. Up he goes against Adam Maliki. Looks to twist one way then the other. Goes back to Ben. Ben sends the cross in. It's too high. It's a poor cross in from the Hartlepool right back, and on this occasion it was set beautifully to him by Jack Nolan. I don't think there was any excuses in the setup, was there?
No, absolutely not. No excuses in the pitch, in the setup. Jay Benza, athletic, fully committed, strong defensively, but I think his end product needs to improve.
A reminder, if you've joined us late, that Aldershot's winning goal scorer last week, John Gilbert, came off after an awkward moment. I don't know, I'm not going to hazard a guess as to what the injury was, but it was the end of his afternoon. Let's hope it's something like a little calf muscle pull or something like that, and not anything more serious.
It did seem to be something like that, because it happened early on and he tried to run it off and then found that he couldn't.
He walked off, he didn't limp, then he came back on, and within a minute he was off the pitch. Here's a ball held up by Hartlepool, knocked back to Nolan. Nolan clips a ball over the top and says, chase that. And you know what? Usain Bolt, even at his peak, could have chased it and he wouldn't have got it. Bounces once, disappears away behind the goal, away to our right. We'll update our radio listeners on BBC Surrey very shortly, but here for our listeners and our viewers at the EBB, it's 27 minutes gone, 0-0. The shot's yet to register any kind of effort on goal. Credit to Hartlepool for that, and credit to the shots for keeping Hartlepool to just one kind of half. There's a bit of a good tussle between McNally and Dinanga, and then Frimpong's battling away, can't win it, but the ball's picked up. Tuma's got it, free kick given against him. It's still 0-0, and either side, or neither side, have actually registered a worthwhile effort on goal yet, Gary, but that, take no hint from that it hasn't been a really lively first 27 and 3/4 minutes. It is 0-0. I think we told you in the last update that shots have had to make an early substitution. Kwaku Frimpong has come on in the kind of number 10 position for John Gilbert, and at the moment Aldershot haven't really looked any weaker for it. Hartlepool, though, growing into the game and probably shaded the last 10 minutes or so for sure. 0-0 though at 28 minutes. Ball forward down the right hand side for the shots. Coogan plays it inside to McNally. Pretty heavily hit back pass, but it was almost the perfect weight in the end, but as it left its foot, it flew, didn't it?
It did a little bit, yeah. There was maybe a momentary cause for concern.
A little bit of check on it. Here's Will Harris holding the ball up on the left side, gives the ball straight to Basil Tuma, who sees a bit of space, runs forward, sends it inside to Dinanga. Dinanga finds Frimpong. Now looking to see where Aldershot might have another player. There's not a lot there. That's happened a few times. Shots have won it back well, but then didn't have an outlet. Now Fete on the right-hand side is the outlet, plays it inside to Frimpong. What it does, it allows Hartlepool a few more seconds to get a few more players back. Adam Maliki up to Sander, looks to take on one, takes on one, beats one, takes on two, beats three, tries a little shot, it's scuffed, it's weak, and it's saved by the feet of Merrick. But it was a moment that you can hear was generously received by the EBB faithful, who sense from the highlights they saw from Boston last week and from that little moment that the shots have got at least one, and we know possibly two, very lively young wingers in their side this season.
Yeah, and as you said before kick-off, they will be key this afternoon to keep the to open up this Hartlepool defence and to also keep the Hartlepool fullbacks and wingers from pushing forward themselves.
Here's Hartlepool on the left-hand side. Ilunga sends the ball in. It's chested down, held up by Harris. Shot comes in brilliantly, blocked by Odesanya, and the shot was from Jack Hunter. It was on target. It's the first effort on target by either side, and I don't know if it'll appear as a shot on target in Steve's stats in the non-league paper tomorrow. He'll tell me whether blocks count as a does it? No,
if it's blocked, that's virtually outsourced, then that's a shot off target, but it was an excellent block to a very well struck shot.
Shots have got the ball. Sander's been freed on the left side. He's got a bit of room. He's into the area, tries a shot, doesn't get hold of it at all. It's weak, it's straight at Merrick. But Steve, Aldershot opening up Hartlepool on the counter-attack there. Sander knows he should have done better, as he should have done with a couple of opportunities he got up at Boston last week. But the threat is there, and Hartlepool have been warned.
They have, absolutely, and yeah, Hakeem Sander should have done better with at least one of those two chances that he's had in the last couple of minutes. But huge credit to him and to Dominic Odesanya for getting into that position, for opening up this Hartlepool defence and exposing what I think a lot of people recognise as a bit of a weakness, that the Hartlepool 2 players on each flank love to push forward, but do they want to defend as much?
Throw taken quickly to Nolan on the right side, but guys inside with his left foot. Ball played forward. Pool's player goes down. No free kick again given by the referee. Shots have the ball. Efete Oshilaga back to Hayes, and Hayes plays it deep into the Pool's half. A poor header down though from Coogan, only finds Tuma. Tuma manages to send the ball out to the left hand side where Sander picks it up. Now Tuma's down. Sander's still got it into the penalty, back on one foot, sends the ball in, edge of the area. Bornice tries a curled effort. It's a shot blocked at source for Steve Stats. Well, header won by Efete, picked up now on the edge of his own area. Back to goal by Miley, does well, plays the ball forward. Ball's in touch. Throw-ins given to Aldershot. It's taken quickly. No goals, only an effort on target really at either end, but a really good, lively start to this game at the EBB. A reset for the Shots, an entire new side, a new manager, and I know that Mike Brown is somebody who week in, week out messages us in for the radio commentary. He has not been to the EBB in 9 years, and before the game he came in, he shook your hand, he shook my hand, and he said, you know what, I came to the open day, I felt the freshness about the place, I'm going to give it another go. If you're listening to this and you felt or you feel like Mike Brown, why don't you give it a go too? Yeah,
absolutely. It does feel like a fresh start, and at the moment it's only 33 minutes in, but his
lovely
team is
play.
doing everyone proud.
Odesanya plucking the ball down, guiding it out to the left. Sander's got it. He's inside. Shot comes in, deflects over. Aldershot Town get a corner. It's their first of the first half. Their first at home this season, and their first at the East Bank end. I think we've got very close to a 3,000 crowd here today. Probably be shot down later when it comes out. It's 2,690 or something. But great atmosphere. 2 sides who won their first game, 2 sides with new managers, 2 sides who just feel like their team are starting off the blocks again in a way that they want them to. Come on you Reds rings out from the East Bank, and occasionally it makes its way up the North Stand as it did then. Bornice is going to take the corner, right-footed, floats it in, header towards goal. Oh, it's flicked on as well by Denanga, I think, and it's plucked out of the sky rather easily actually by Merrick, but the header I think was heading towards goal. The header inside here's a counter-attack at the other end, beaten down by Hayes and cleared away by Odesanya, and Hartlepool with a brilliant counter-attack there, and I think it was Brooklyn Ilunga who got in the inside of the left-hand side of the penalty area, got a very firmly struck left-footed shot away, and Nick Hayes, Steve Gibbs, was equal to it. I'll come to you in a minute because Hartlepool have still got the ball. That was most definitely a shot on target from Ilunga. Aldershot have got a free kick inside their own half, which will allow... just confirming something in the press box. We'll get going with an Aldershot Town free kick. Steve, your thoughts on those attacks at either end?
Yeah, it was an out-swinging corner, and one of the shortest players on the pitch, Basil Tuma, won the header first on the edge of the box. I think it was Stickland got the flick on, but yeah, it was easy pickings for Max Merrick, and then Hartlepool showing how dangerous they are on the counter-attack. Ilunga, one of the first moments that we've really seen him in full flight. Good save from Nick Hayes to his angled drive, and Oshilaga was there to mop up any resulting danger. But last few minutes, the game has opened up. Cagey opening, few chances now. Good efforts at both ends.
What I love about this game is we said for 30 minutes it was decent without there being an effort on goal, and now we've had bang, 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 4 efforts. Here come Aldershot again. The game is actually opening up. Frimpong inside, gets the ball back. Aldershot try and play it forward. Denanga should get onto it, but he's a little bit too easily gone down. Great win back though from Tuma. Finds Sander, cleared behind. I think it's by Jack Hunter. And Aldershot Town have got a second corner. and we're being well entertained here without goals, which is not something we're used to here at the EBB, where it averages 4 goals a game.
Yeah, and in Scott Davis's team last year, I think they averaged more goals in home games than any other team in National South.
Corner taken short. Back in from Bournemouth, it's missed. Gets through to the far edge of the area. Aldershot appeal for something. It's nothing though, they're not going to get it, and now Hartlepool will look to catch Aldershot on the counter-attack, sending the ball out to the right side, header inside, beautifully taken down by Adam Maliki. He is shown short by Sander. Sander can run at Ben if he's quick. Adam Maliki's taken Hunter with him. Now Hunter's left him. Sander sends it to Frimpong. Frimpong out to the right hand side to Michel Afete. Afete holds the ball up, back inside to Frimpong. We are in the 37th minute. Ball comes out to the edge of the area. Odesanya sends it out to Michel Afete again. He tries the deep cross. That's poor. It goes straight at the near post to Max Merrick. And Hartlepool will counter-punch now, or attempt to at the very least. Ball held up by Popov. Popov goes back to Jack Hunter. Lively game. No side clearly deserves to be ahead. Certainly no side deserves to be behind. A good tackle from the shots, but the ball breaks loose to Nolan. Nolan's running at the heart of the defence, twists, turns, back on his left foot into the penalty area, holds the ball up, still in the area, manages to square it across and plays it off of Maliki. Maliki says the final touch was off Nolan. I think it was, but he was already stood over the line, and Hartlepool go 4-3 up on corners. 0-0 in the game. Here's Steve Gibbs.
Gibbs, that'll be me.
Do you want to be Brooks as well?
I'll be whoever you want me to be. Yeah, Hartlepool, I think Aldershot are doing well to contain Nolan. Constantly you can see he's trying to work onto his left foot, and Aldershot Town are not allowing it.
Nolan then, with that wand of a left foot, is going to send in another in-swinging corner from the right-hand side to the far post. A couple of players, one from each side, try and get on it. Now Basil Tuma's holding it up. He's under a lot of pressure from Brooklyn Ilunga. Plays it down the line. It's just kept in, but the ball's played back to Ilunga and now played up to Dinanga. Dinanga sends it out to the left. Surely Sander can't keep this in. He can't quite. He throws himself at it. Had he done so, he'd have had a moment where he could have gone up against Miley, who was coming over into the right back position. Miley takes the throw, goes back to Merrick. Thoroughly intriguing opening 39 minutes here at the EB that have elapsed. Merrick has got a huge kick on him, by the way. Stickland wins in the air, helped on by Bournemouth. Played up to Frimpong, receives the ball back to goal, turns inside, then turns back again, dives in with a foul, is a little bit late. He might get the first yellow card. He went in with full intent to win the ball, but I think he just arrived a little bit late. And Steve Gibbs, for the first time at the EBB this season, can coin your famous phrase.
He did get there as quickly as he could, but I think as soon as he made the what in the end was a pretty rash swipe of a tackle, I think he knew that it was going to be not just a foul, but the yellow card that is now being flourished right in front of his face, and absolutely well deserved.
I think he's determined to win, to make an impression, coming on for Gilbert. He's
determined to make amends for the mistake he'd made seconds before, but sometimes discretion's got to be the better part of valour. You don't need to win it back immediately.
Ball played up the inside right channel, and Popov very nearly brings it down. Odesanya shepherds it out. Odesanya, by the way, quietly, probably not mentioned him too much in commentary. He's been outstanding in this first 40 minutes alongside Bournemouth. Now, a lot of people queried a lot of Scott Davis's signings. A lot of them, they said, oh, they're too young, or they've come from the league below or leagues below. The only one there was any dissent against was Odesanya, who came from Chelmsford, where he got quite a little bit of hate. Apparently he hadn't really settled too well there. Scotty, completely undeterred by that. He'd seen him for a couple of seasons before that, and Dinanga wins a free kick 10 yards inside the Hartlepool half. He wouldn't be shaken or moved on it. He knew exactly the qualities of Odesanya, and the shots faithful here at the EBB are seeing them for the first time today. Steve.
Absolutely, yeah. He's got quick feet in tight situations, good control. As Scott said, he does the work that goes unnoticed, and maybe that's why he wasn't as appreciated by Chelmsford fans as maybe other players. But yeah, his value to this Aldershot Town team is already evident.
Now the centre-backs have gone forward, but Aldershot have taken it short. And Aldershot have got it on the right-hand side with Basil Tuma. Can he get his cross in? He can. It's very, very deep. But it might well be kept in here by Hakeem Sander, down by the corner flag. He sends the ball in, little flick on. Oh, it's just wide of the post. And Miche Afete, great run to the near post, flicked it on. And I can tell you, Shots and Pool fans, if you're not watching on DAZN, that virtually scraped the outside of the post. 0-0, Gary. But the shots have just gone closer than anybody just yet in the 42nd minute. Sander keeping in a ball from a cross in from the right-hand side, kept it on the left-hand side, sent a cross in, and Miche Afete up from right back, made a run to the near post, got in the flicked header, and it virtually scraped the outside of the far post. The nearest either side have come. We've had an intriguing first half an hour. Now it's opening up. 2 or 3 efforts from either side now, absolutely nothing in it. 3 minutes till half time, 0-0. Okay. Aldershot with a throw, taken back. We'll get Steve's thoughts on that when we get a chance. The speed the game's at might not be till half time. Oh, there's a great headed winner from Basil Tuma. Not the first time I've noticed in pre-season and last week and this week. He's got a heck of a leap on him.
He certainly
He's one
has.
of those players Ryan Glover was the most recent one that rings a bell.
Yeah.
Quite short, obviously been told he's no good or can't win the ball in the air, and it gives you that extra spring, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's got a heck of a leap, and he wins headers that he has absolutely no right to win. Cameron John, his opposite number, has got a good few inches on him, and he's just beaten him in the air, and yeah, absolutely fantastic.
There's a ball down the right hand side for Hartlepool. Popov will chase, but Malachy knows the last touch was off a Hartlepool player. It's into touch. And Steve and I like to call it as honestly as we can. So Steve, I just want a little check from you. Would you agree, pretty even game?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think both teams have had their
Oh, what a
moments.
flick on from Tuma. He's found in anger. He's just taken a little bit of while to get the ball under control, and he ends up fouling Jay Ben. We just talked about his leap, Basil Tuma. What a win that was in the air, and it could have been an assist if Denanga had got the ball under control quicker. He could have had a run to goal.
You were expecting him to have a run on goal, but he seemed to hesitate. I don't know if he was trying to draw the contact from Ben.
I beg your pardon, you know, it might have been Frimpong that won the header on that occasion, actually. My mistake, my bad.
Yeah, I'm not sure. My initial reaction was Tuma, but
right.
Whoever, it was a really good strong header into the path of Denanga, who I think should have.
Oh, good control by Sander. He's wriggled away from Ben. He's wriggled away from Miley. He's running to the edge of the penalty area. Sends it inside. Oh, is that a foul on the edge of the area? Nothing given for the forward run of Sander, I believe it was. Coming together between Stickland and a Hartlepool player. Nothing given. There's a shove in the back by Nolan on Malachy. Tough one, I think, for the referee and officials, because it's been played at full pelt, hasn't it? But look at the Hartlepool players at the back. McNally and Ben down on their haunches. They're being stretched, they're being worked, Steve, and they know they're in a game here.
Absolutely, yeah. This is Scott Davis's ethos in a nutshell. Run hard for 90 minutes. Ask no quarter, give no quarter. Give the opposition no respite. And whatever the results this afternoon and throughout the season, anyone who comes up against this Aldershot Town team will be aching as they step back onto the team bus, knowing they've been in a tough game.
0-0 then. We're into 2 added minutes. We are 30 seconds into that, so we've got about 90 seconds left. Hello to David Miles, listening to the commentary from Saudi Arabia. A few other scores to tell you about. If necessary, we'll do that at half-time. Here's a ball played forward. Sander tries to take it down, but has lost out. Now he's wriggling away and he's won it back. and he's holding the ball up, and he wins the foul from Jack Nolan. Let's tell you quickly about those other goals, and their shots go really quickly from the free kick. Yeovil 1, Carlisle United 0. Southend 1, Scunthorpe 0. Solihull Moors 0, Boston 1. It was Wealdstone 0, Harrogate 0, but Wealdstone have equalised. And Tamworth 1, AFC Fylde 1. That brings you up to date. It's 0-0 here. Aldershot Town with the lowest scoring game last week. They're one of the few games that's 0-0 here. But we are being richly entertained by two good sides here. Absolutely nothing in it. Aldershot with a free kick on halfway. 0-0. Played short to Odesanya. Ball to Frimpong. Nice turn. Shot. Curler. Always going wide. We knew that before most. But simple, effective play. And but for a little bit of quality on the finishing, the shots could be ahead. It remains 0-0. Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, you can see exactly what he was trying to do there, Quaker. He opened his body, aimed the ball towards the far post, just pushed it a little bit too far to be on target. But yeah, I think the referee's half-time whistle is imminent as Max Merrick takes this goal kick. Excellent first half. Aldershot Town more than in this game. I think as many questions for Lee Clark in the away dressing room as for Scott Davis in the home dressing room. There is the half-time whistle. Aldershot Town, brilliant performance. Does need a goal, but Hartlepool can say exactly the same. But yeah, two teams playing fully committed, front foot, full throttle football. It's been a joy to watch.
Half-time then, 0-0. I will get your thoughts, Steve, so I just wanted to bring it to an end for the DAZN commentary highlights. Hopefully they'll do a better job on them this week. Absolutely awful DAZN. If you are listening, I think they got some kind of bot to do their highlights last week. They all cut off crudely. So yeah, they haven't got to be much better this week, DAZN, if you're listening, to get improvement. Good afternoon, good morning to Paul Bertie Reynolds, who's listening in Florida. 0-0 at half-time. Take nothing away from Hartlepool, have been good, and the shots have been good too. 0-0, nothing much between them. I think the closest the shots have come, Effetti's header on 42 minutes. Deft, clear passage through to the far post, but just went past the outside post. Probably coming within an inch of scraping the outside of it. At the other end, well, Hunter's shot blocked and Ilunga's fierce, low, driven effort across goal, which Nick Hayes was equal to. Would you concur? Those being the best two chances of the first half?
Yes, I think so. I think, yeah, a cagey opening quarter, fascinating rather than enthralling. But then the game has exploded into life. Chances at both ends. Both teams could be ahead. But, yeah, fascinatingly poised. And Aldershot Town as the underdogs, not a bit of it. They're giving every bit as good as one of the promotion favourites from the northeast. Of course, it's only half-time. And Hartlepool do have plenty of options on the bench. If plan A isn't working, they've got plenty of plan Bs and plan Cs, whether you're looking at Hugill, McEwen, Bondo, Sheeran, even if you want to throw Charlie Penman, formerly of this parish at 6'6", up front as an emergency striker. This game is not over until the 95th, 96th minute, but at the moment, so far so good for Aldershot Town under the new managership of Scott Davis, whose team are playing in his image, as we knew they would, and long may it continue.
The most important thing, probably even more so than the result for Aldershot Town, is that the supporters go home and feel that they've got a side that are going to give everything and be competitive in the division this year. And on the verdict of the first half, for sure they have. But a late goal in the National League right on half-time, Fylde, who I'm pretty sure went 1-0 down early on to Tamworth, have gone 2-1 up. They're one of a clutch of teams that won last week that are winning today. Incredibly, as we reach half-time, I think there's only 4 games that are goalless, and this is one of them. But I'll quickly run through those score lines for you. Barrow 0, Hornchurch 0, Sutton 1, Altrincham 0, Kidderminster 0, Eastleigh 0, Worthing 1, Forest Green 0, Yeovil 1, Carlisle United 0, Tamworth 1, Fyle 2, Southend 1, Scunthorpe 0, Wealdstone 1, Harrogate 1, Aldershot 0, Hartlepool 0 here, Halifax 0, Boreham Wood 1. That's the goal we haven't give. That's come right on half time for Boreham Wood. Solihull Moors 0, Boston 1, and Gateshead 0, Woking 0. So yeah, 4 games still 0-0 in the National League. Last week there were none. And Aldershot Town 1-0 win at Boston was the lowest scoring game. That's it from Steve Gibbs and myself for half time. We'll take a very deep breath, and hopefully you'll join us again on BBC Surrey Online and on DAZN for the second half. Just sometimes for the half time, we just need to get a quick cut. That's all. And then you're right, there's a headline. Say highlight. Last week. Yeah, I'm not afraid of that.
We think it's just marginally easier than the crossbar challenge, so we might have a few more winners. Today's contestants, taking us where they're always been, where we've got Steve and we've got Tom.
Good game, Jack, for 0-0, isn't it? Would you agree? Absolutely nothing in it. But about 2-3 half. Okay. It's got short now because I know what it is. We've got a lot of DAZN viewers, so I'm trying to keep it as balanced. 52-48, not much. Not much. That's so quickly. I think we've had, whereas your couple of efforts, clear ones, Jack Hunter well blocked, Ilunga shot well saved, we've got through 3 times and had very disappointing finishes. That's it. Okay, thank you, mate. We don't see it too often, but I think because both sides have got this progression, momentum, belief, one last week, at the moment it can't be broken. Today, whoever takes the lead could really but let's remember this, your boys turning right around. Very few teams do it. We like to attack their second half. We've got that one out. One of those weird stats that, you know, we either think it's big or not. I wouldn't say in terms of goals scored, we score more. I wouldn't say that much. How are you, mate? All right?
Thank you.
No worries.
Still, I've got to really catch I've seen it. Yeah, it is. See picture, yeah.
So he is come back and play golf.
Yeah, I told you all about it.
That's not that bad.
Yeah.
Been a good half.
Yeah.
Enjoyable.
Yeah.
0-0.
100%. It's a different Daniel. Rob.
To be told you that.
Yeah, I mean that was really close. But yeah, Pax should have done better. It's very important. I know he can. What's to do that exact minute? In that position, second side, get this place. Yeah. I think he's got it in him. Yeah. I think he just needs that moment in a better move. I really believe it. Yeah. Yeah, it needs to relax a little bit. We have done really well. But you've done the homework on showing down the lines, don't let him come in. And that's where he's dangerous. And we've done it at the cold fly, or get really tired, or get knocked out, or carry on top of it. It's very expensive.
Oh, because you didn't have your microphone, that's right. Welcome back to the EBB for the second half of Aldershot Town against Hartlepool United. It's 0-0 at half time, really, really lively, really close, really even first half. Substitution then for the second half for Hartlepool. Jay Ben, I think we saw on his haunches at half time, and we saw with his head hanging a couple of times before that. I'm not sure if he's been taken off tactically or physically or mentally even. I really don't know.
No,
but it's Eccleston that's come on. Straight swap, Steve?
Yeah, straight swap, and it was the substitution that Hartlepool had to make in last week's first game of the season against Barrow, where Ben got a whack on the back, as Lee Clark described it, and Eccleston came on and did really well. Another poorly debutant last week, and yeah, certainly doesn't weaken that defensive unit at all.
All right, we're all set then for the second half here at the EBB. And Aldershot Town in red shirts, blue shorts and red socks are going to be attacking the Mike Pusey community stand end at the High Street in the second half, which is a little unusual. We presume from that one or two things happened. Either Hartlepool won the toss, or Scotty Davis thought, no, we're going to change. We're going to go straight at the East Bank, try and get a good start. I'll run through the sides for you now. I've got Steve Gibbs alongside myself, Rob Worrell. Welcome to our DAZN viewers, or welcome back to our DAZN viewers and our online listeners with BBC Surrey. Hartlepool go straight back to the keeper, Merrick, who we already know has got a huge kick on him. Head tennis. Oshilaga gets there just there in front of Efete. It was either one Aldershot player or the other was going to win that one in the air. The shots lining up with Hayes in goal, back four left to right, Malachy, Stickland, Oshilaga and Efete. Ball played forward by Hartlepool and then headed clear. Bornice and Odesanya, the central two for the shots. Sanda Frimpong now, who took over from John Gilbert, who went off after the opening 10-15 minutes, and Basil Tuma supporting Marcus Tananga in attack. And Hartlepool's line-up in a 4-4-2, which has also changed from the starting line-up. So Max Merrick on loan from Chelsea in goal. Back four left to right is now Cameron John, Max Cogan, Ross McNally and Neo Eccleston, who's come on for Ben. Efete going down the right for shots, turns inside. Hunter and Miley holding midfield, Brookling and Lunga and Nolan wide for Hartlepool, and Harris and Popov up top. Aldershot have got an attacking throw, level with the right-hand edge of the Hartlepool penalty area. A moment where the centre-backs were going to come up, and now they've changed their mind. They've taken the throw in quickly. Tuma goes back to Stickland. Stickland to Adam Maliki. It's really well cut out by the substitute, Neo Eccleston, but he can only find touch, so the shots will begin again with a throw-in on the left-hand side. Level with Steve and myself in the media box, up towards Dinanga. First time touch, nicely flicked on by Dinanga, into the path of Frimpong, Kwaku Frimpong, who came on for John Gilbert, and the ball goes behind, or goes back to the goalkeeper, Merrick, I beg your pardon. He's got it in his hands, he's shut down by Dinanga, and here's the ball flicked on by Harris, cleared away by Archelaga, only only as far as Hunter. Hunter finds Ilunga on the left. Stickland, I beg your pardon, Bornice does well to put a foot in and win the ball back. Oshilaja plays it forward, headed forward by Kogan. Towering headed winner by Miché Afete, who's come closest for Aldershot Town. And then Kwaku Frimpong is fouled by Jack Hunter. Hunter says, but he had hold of my shirt, ref. I didn't see whether it was even a foul from Hunter, did you?
Yeah, I think it was subtle, but it was definitely a fistful of shirt as Frimpong tried to break forward across the halfway line to pick up that loose ball.
We know, of course, a lot of times when there's shirt pulling, it may have already just happened the other way around. Here's a counter-attack from Hartlepool on the right-hand side, and Eccleston gets his weighted pass towards the byline on the right-hand side in front of the Poolies. Hits it, too much weight on that. Gets a thumbs up from Lee Clark on this near side anyway, but it won't have delighted the 400 or so Poolies over on the far side. We've had their moments in terms of singing, particularly the end nearest to the East Bank at the far end. I'm pretty sure that's the lot that I was on the train with. Here's a flick on from Afete, a back pass from Kogan to Merrick, who clears up towards halfway. Good battle between Adam Maliki and Popov. And Popov shows very little of it to Maliki, and he smashes it into the stand. Combative, got a little bit more on him going forward that I think we're going to see at times in moments, but nice to see a left back that knows his first job is to defend.
Yeah, absolutely, and even in the Scott Davis team.
Great run from Eccleston, sorry Steve, down the right hand side, tight, but he's kept the ball. Hasn't so much beaten players, just wriggled down that line and avoided any challenges. Now he goes again, sends the ball into Popov. Popov plays the ball back, left-footed cross now comes in. It's a flick towards goal. It's judged to have come off Harris, and it goes wide, so it'll be a goal kick to the shots. Lee Clark applauds that, and Nick Hayes fetches the ball. We are 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8 seconds away from 50 minutes, 5-0 here at the EBB. It's 0-0 between Aldershot and Hartlepool, and you're listening to or watching on DAZN to Steve Gibbs, the former media manager at Aldershot, and myself, Rob Worrell. Good flick on, but then headed away by Hartlepool. Flick round the corner, nicely won by Odesanya. Oh, he's managed to divert the ball straight to Popov. Popov gets to the byline, tries a shot, maybe hits the top of the side netting, or the roof on the side netting side. Quickly shut down by Stickland. Would have been considered an unlucky moment, I think, for Odesanya, who lunged in, tried to win the ball, and inadvertently almost assisted Popov.
Yeah, he's been so tidy on the ball, really effective in midfield, but I think it was a loose ball. He was trying to make up a tone for a little bit of a slight heavy touch. In the end, gave Popov a rare chance this afternoon, which he hit into the side netting.
Here's Aldershot coming up the other side. Deep cross comes in. It's a poor one, to be fair, from Hakeem Sandar, and it goes straight through to Merrick. Hartlepool look to play it out. Nice ball there from Miley out to the right hand side. Aldershot looking to win it. Maybe there was an arm in the face, but nothing given. Denanga's got it. Turn, ball in to Tuma. Tuma on the edge of the area. goes down, he's clipped. Is there going to be a foul? No. Referee says play on. Denanga's got it anyway. Might have made the referee's mind up. Hartlepool have got players back now. The ball goes back to Malaki. Plays it down the left for Tuma. Oh, is Tuma fouled? Nothing given, and then kept in. But Tuma's picked it up from Eccleston, running across the byline. Then he goes down, and it is a free kick at the third attempt. And Aldershot Town have a free kick just outside the penalty area, right on the dead ball line. It's about a foot inside, and then about a foot outside the penalty area as well. Steve Gibbs away to our right at the High Street end, and a chance to drill a dangerous ball into the penalty area. Who is going to strike first in this game, which has been incredibly close to this point?
It has, yeah. There was a couple of errors from both teams, but in the end, Basil Tuma doing what Tuma does, chasing a lost cause, ushering the mistake from Eccleston and winning the free kick, which I think Bournice is going to deliver.
From the left-hand side, right-footed.
Kind of a short corner in hockey terms.
Yeah, 5 Aldershot Town players inside the 6-yard box. Oh, he clips it to the edge of the area where it's tried to be brought down by Sandar. Hooked back in. Sandar hooks it over his head. It's left for Denanga. Denanga sends it over the bar and no flag came up. Oh, it does go up now. I thought he was offside. Bournice shakes his head because he didn't so much get it wrong. He found an Aldershot Town player, but you so badly, Steve, want that ball played in with chaos, in and around the 6-yard box, where any touch can divert it into goal. Hanging a ball up that couldn't even be powered into the net, could it? It had to be brought down. It wasn't the right choice.
No, it absolutely wasn't, particularly against the height of this Hartlepool defence.
Is Denanga running against 3 Hartlepool players, all in a diagonal run. Plays the ball off of Eccleston. He's going to try and keep it in. Hooks it down the line. Adam Maliki gets there first. Good control from him. Holds it up. Protects the ball. Goes back to Stickland. Stickland goes back to Hayes. Moment of disappointment for the shots there. They might well have done better, but here they come again. Inside their own half. Oshilaja finds Bournice. Bournice sends it down the right-hand side. Cameron John's favourite to get there first. Not the easiest back pass to deal with. Hooked up in the air by Merrick, headed away only as far as Frimpong. Frimpong's got it under control at the second attempt. Inside to Bournice. Bournice finds Stickland. Stickland finds Maliki. Maliki out to Sandar on the left-hand side. He's running at Popov. He's got Miley joining the fray. Gets to the byline. Can he get his cross in? No is the answer. He goes straight behind the goal. I wondered if there was contact from a Hartlepool player. There wasn't. There is a Hartlepool player going down on his haunches. It's a goal kick to Hartlepool. We're 54.5 minutes gone. It's still 0-0, and I just want to check we're still on. Oh yeah, I can hear the studio again. 0-0, and the player that's down, believe it or not, is the substitute. I wonder if Hartlepool have got another player that can play it.
No, Eccleston is there.
Ah, you're right.
I think, is it Popov who made the challenge?
Yeah, you're right. And I know I shouldn't have got that one wrong, but I could only see a little bit of him. Merrick's blocking my view, but you're absolutely spot on. It is Popov.
Yeah, he's fashioning like he's making a sprinter's start with his hands down on the start line. He's hobbling away, looking like he might be able to continue, but
yeah, he hasn't had treatment as such. The Hartlepool physio was waiting to come on. I think he'd rather would come on and assess it. But Popov obviously thinks it's something he can run off. Fair play to him. Good to see that, actually, isn't it? Good to see a player trying to stay on. But this isn't a game that anybody at 0-0 is going to waste any time, Steve. Both sides so hungry for the win. And if it ends up as a draw, so be it. But
Hartlepool are preparing at least one substitute.
At least two. Yeah, one of those, surely, given his pedigree and given where he's come from, surely has to be Jordan Hugill. You don't give someone the number 9 shirt without good reason, do you? But here's Aldershot seeing the ball out at the other end. Good strength. A little bit of that swagger that we spotted in pre-season from Kiki Oshilaja, the Shots captain. Ball's behind the goal. Goal kick to Shots. Here's Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, one of them is Corey McEwen, who last seen by Aldershot Town fans on that wonderful day at Wembley playing for Spennymoor.
Ah, yeah.
and another inverted winger who likes to drive down the flank and then cut inside, almost Ian Robbins style. You know what he's going to do, but stopping it is a different matter.
Here's Aldershot with Tuma holding the ball up well. Goes into space, wins a free kick, level with the right-hand side of the penalty area. It's about 30-35 yards out. Quick little update from elsewhere. Halifax have equalised against Boreham Wood. Boston are 2 up at Solihull. Harrogate are now leading 2-1 at Wealdstone. Gateshead 1, Woking 0. Barrow 0, Hornchurch 1. Wow. And here at the EBB, it's 0-0. Hartlepool are not making their substitutes yet. I can tell you it is McKeown and it is Sharon, but Aldershot Town have a free kick around about 28-30 yards out, level with the right-hand side of the penalty area. And it looks very much like Nino Adam Maliki is going to send it in left-footed. Referee blows his whistle. In it comes to the far post. Keeper comes and catches it well. Certainly looks a fine keeper, doesn't he, Max Merrick? Big, tall, strong, commanding, huge kick, pretty unflappable. To be fair, at the other end, Nick Hayes has been also. Giving Julie a shout, very happy anniversary. Pooley fan living in Australia. Thank you very much, Michael, from the Aldershot media team, who's just asked us to do that. Here's Bournice playing the ball down the left-hand side. Keeper comes well out of his area to clear it away. It's held up by Nolan. Goes towards touch. It comes off an Aldershot Town player. It will be a throw-in to Hartlepool in the right-back position. Now Lee Clark says, I want to make those subs. So Nathan Sheeran, a stalwart at this level of football and just above. He's going to come on for Jack Nolan. What a compliment to the job Aldershot Town have done for that substitution, Steve. I said to Steve at half-time, Aldershot are going to have to score to get something out of this game, because there's no way Jack Nolan isn't doing something special. Well, there is a way, and that's if he's given the hook. So Sharon quite clearly isn't going to take Nolan's place.
No, I think McKeown has come on, and he is more naturally a winger.
Yeah, he's going to replace Popov for me. Looking at it.
Yeah, he has replaced Popov, but
Sheeran's come into the middle, and somebody's pushed out wide for Hartlepool. I can only guess, but we'll get our heads around that in the next couple of minutes. But there are your subs: Pooley's, Popov, and Nolan going off. Ball's in touch. Referee wants a word with someone. Oh, it's just with Hartlepool to say come back a little bit. A lot of whistles going around, not all of them from the referee. Hunter takes the throw, goes back to Eccleston. He's immediately under pressure from Frimpong, but he finds an outlet on the right. Cross comes in. It's played into touch by Odesanya, off of the number 8, Jamie Miley, and it'll be a throw into Aldershot in front of the Pooley's fans on the open slab, enjoying their last afternoon slithers of sunshine before it disappears behind those very, very big trees at the High Street end. Throw is long, beats every first attempt. At the second attempt, Hartlepool get 1-2 headers. Then Sharon steers it out to the right-hand side. They attempted ball into the penalty area, and it's just kept in. Played across goal, and then cleared away by Oshilaja. And it's going to be a race here, but Merrick's going to win it. He's read it well. He's calm, controlled, and looks like you'd expect a Chelsea goalkeeper to look at. He's got a bit of everything.
He has, absolutely, yeah, and an excellent sweeper keeper there, because a couple of times this afternoon Aldershot Town would have been in.
Sharon out to the right-hand side. Shot comes in, left-footed. It's brilliantly blocked by Nino Adam Maliki. Hartlepool go again. The shot was from Ilunga, who's now on the right-hand side, by the way. That's the move. Aldershot win the ball on the edge of the penalty, just inside the penalty area. Pooley's fans appealing for a penalty, not given. Dinanga can't hold it up though, and the Pools have won it back again. And it's the substitute McKeown who's got the ball inside to Hunter. Hunter back to Sharon. Sharon finds Miley on the edge of the area. Goes back to Hunter. Hunter to Ilunga. Can he get a shot away with his right foot? Great tackle by Odesanya. Shots come away with it with Adam Maliki. Pools having a good spell though as we go past the hour mark. Shots go back to the keeper Hayes. Hayes clears forward. Referee was nearest to that but couldn't win it. Bournice sticks out a right foot and just steers the ball back into the path of another Hartlepool player, and they come again with John. Probably the best sustained period of pressure from the Poolies in the match so far. Sharon. Good pressing from shots. They're forcing Hartlepool back. Sharon plays a ball down the line. Odesanya could and should get there. Does well. Hooks it down the line. Headed back by Sharon. Headed into touch by Miley, but under pressure from Oshilaja, and referee Ross Martin says free kick to Hartlepool out on this left-hand side in front of the away dugout. 62 minutes are gone. Aldershot Town 0, Hartlepool United 0. Ball played square. Sandaz there almost wins it, but McNally comes away with the ball. Ross McNally, not Ross McNeely, the former manager here at these parts. I've been waiting for that one to come out wrong, but so far it's been okay. And we're past the hour mark. Here's a ball into the area, cleared away by Stickland. Malachy wins in the air, comes off of a... He's actually caught late, and the referee's given a free kick to Aldershot, who send the physio on now. And Aldershot Town are now going to make at least one substitution. Connor Lawless is going to come on. And I wonder if Kwaku Frimpong... Well, let's wait and see. He might come on for Bournice. I'm just wondering if Kwaku Frimpong, who hasn't played too much and came on after 15 minutes, might not be ready for 90. And maybe that's a change Aldershot are going to make. Not for Lawless straight, but I don't know. He's a holding midfielder, isn't he, Steve? So.
He is, yes. Yeah, so, and I think, as you rightly identified, Hartlepool are building a head of steam in the last few minutes.
I think Bournice is looking over to this touchline, and I wonder if it's going to be him. He was
maybe fresh legs in central midfield.
Gateshead have doubled their lead against Woking, who have now scored none and conceded 5 so far this season. Just 3-4 weeks after Jermaine Defoe was in charge, and everything looked rosy in the Laithwaite Garden.
It did.
What else can I tell you in terms of updates from elsewhere? Well, we'll tell you about those subs in a minute. Yeah, Henry Hearn has put Hornchurch 2 up at Barrow. And that's pretty much it, and up to speed. Colin McDonald says good morning from a sunny and air-conditioned Florida. Great to hear everyone's voices again. A packed and colourful East Bank and a very exciting first half. Even though it was 0-0, it's great to be back. It remains 0-0. Hartlepool send a ball in. That's caught underneath his... Well, just comfortably inside his 6-yard box by Nick Hayes. He's had a quiet afternoon, which is exactly what he would have wanted.
He would.
Just the one good save from Milunga. Huge kick's going to bounce once and go through to Merrick. And we're in the 65th minute now. 0-0. Hartlepool coming down the right-hand side. Cross comes in. Stickland almost gets it away. Good work, good footwork by Miley. Then he's outmanoeuvred by Stickland, who clears the ball forward, but it's going to disappear into touch. Ball comes into the Aldershot area. Shot comes in and it's blocked. Comes out to Hunter. Hunter plays it out to Cameron John. 5 or 10 minutes now that Hartlepool have been the better side on top. Attempt to win the ball doesn't quite come off by Bournice, but his colleagues come to help him. It's cleared to halfway where McNally picks it up. Aldershot still wait to make the substitution to bring on Connor Lawless. I now know that it is Bournice that's going to go off. I've seen the board, but play continues. Been waiting for a few minutes to come in now. Afete can't win the challenge. Ball breaks through. Oh, what a challenge. Basil Tuma take a bow. Literally just went around Cameron John, put his foot round him and smashed it into the northeast stand. And now the substitution for Bournice. No sign of an injury. Just going off around about the 70-minute mark. Connor Lawless, straight swap in the heart of Aldershot Town's central midfield, Steve Gibbs.
Yeah, fresh legs to try and wrestle the initiative back from Hartlepool to stop the flow towards the East Bank which has been getting greater, as you said, in the last 10 minutes or so.
Throw-ins taken. Here's Miley on the left-hand side under pressure from the latest Aldershot Town's substitute, Lawless. Stray ball from Hartlepool across their back line, but it's been picked up now by Eccleston. He's going to send it out to the right-hand side to Brooklyn Ilunga, who's switch wings now. Sharon back to Eccleston, inside to Hunter. 67 minutes gone, 0-0 here at the EBB, where we don't really do 0-0s. Here's Sharon down the right-hand side. Aldershot get a foot in, but can only poke it back to a Hartlepool player. Hunter's got it. Could have sent it inside to McNally, but he turns, gives it to Ilunga. Aldershot again get a foot in. This time they do win it. Adam Maliki wins it. Gives the ball to Sander, and for the first time probably all day, Sander's footwork lets him down. More, perhaps he didn't realise he was right on the touchline. Throw into Hartlepool. Smart turn from Miley. Enough of the ball for Maliki to send it forward. Dinanga chasing. He can't get a touch. Goes into touch. Throw in the right back position for Hartlepool. Referee says take it from the right place. And Boreham would retake the lead away at Halifax Town. They were held 3-3 on the opening day at Tamworth. They don't want to be stuck on 2 points or less after the first 2 games, so they're pushing to try and get all 3 today. Dinanga heads a ball on there, but he was a bit isolated. There's nobody with him. And Aldershot Town desperately need something else going forward.
They do.
It's swinging Hartlepool's way now, despite being 0-0. Here's Cameron John sending a lovely cross in. Effort towards goal is from Will Harris on the half turn, into the ground, bounces up towards the top corner, and then it is in. The ball comes in again from the right-hand side. Brilliant save from Hayes, but it comes in again, and Corey McEwen gets onto it and diverts it past Hayes, buries the ball. The goal coming in the 69th minute. Hartlepool take the lead. Aldershot Town 0, Hartlepool 1.
It had been coming. You wondered if it was only a matter of time. You probably wouldn't have identified Corey McEwen as the source of the deadlock being broken, but he has made a really strong impact since coming on. Excellent save, first time from Nick Hayes to deny Harris. A similar goal to what it would have been as the goal that he scored last week against Barrow. That one found the top corner. Hayes denied him, but then the ball was recycled. McEwen caught the Aldershot defence on the back foot, and in the end, from inside the 6-yard box, beat Hayes from close range. Aldershot Town's dogged resistance, excellent performance, has been broken. It has been coming. Can Aldershot Town respond? Can they go again?
Here they go with the ball forward from kick-off. Frimpong's battling away, but he can't get a touch. The ball goes right to the other end and behind the goal. So, the first goal that either of these sides have conceded all season, and Aldershot Town's first goal conceded under Scott Davies occurs in the 190th minute of their time. But Aldershot Town, who took the lead midway in the second half last week, or a little while into the second half, and saw it out for a 1-0 win, now find the shoe on the other foot, and they desperately need something going the other way. Here's Tuma, plays the ball back to Lawless, turns inside, turns towards trouble, but does well, finds Efete. Efete clears the ball forward. Good work from Moshilaja. I think Dinanga's going to be offside. He is indeed. I think one disappointment for Shots today is their out-and-out number 9. They haven't created a chance for him, or he hasn't for himself. And I think so many positives for Aldershot Town today. But despite going toe-to-toe, I'd say for 55 towards 60 minutes, Hartlepool have been the better side in the last 10 or so, and they've taken a deserved lead.
Yeah, I think so, and it's probably not Dinanga's sort of game up against these really big, physical, strong Hartlepool defenders. Most of the times he can bully the opposition defenders, but he's going to struggle to do that today. You almost wanted to use him as the fulcrum to get some knockdowns, play the ball into him, and then you got the likes of Tuma and Sander to feed off him, buzzing around, using their pace in the channels. Aldershot Town haven't been able to do that. And now 3 Aldershot Town substitutes, whether planned as we go into the final quarter of the game or as a direct response to going a goal behind. It's Wiley, it's Oludunjaye and Tyrese Dice
Another
about
ball
to come on.
Yeah, another ball over the top from Aldershot's going to trickle away behind the goal. And now we're going to see, 18 minutes plus added time of what else Aldershot Town have got in their armoury. Oludunjaye is going to come on in probably the right back position. It might be the end of Afete's afternoon. Dice will come on somewhere on the left central side.
Yeah, either for Adon Malachi or for Sander.
You would have thought so. And there's a free kick for Aldershot just inside their own half. Frimpong's going to take it. That third substitute for Aldershot Town is the one that might interest the Shots fans who need a goal the most. Marcus Wiley, a striker who was so efficient at a lower level of non-league that Gillingham signed him. Some of his numbers were crazy. Hadn't been able to establish himself at that level. He's dropped back down again. One of the clubs he was prolific at was Enfield Town, where Nino Adon Maliki has come from. He is going to come on for the Shots, and he's coming on in addition to Marcus Dinanga. So Aldershot are going to go with an out-and-out 2 up top now. So here's a ball forward. Wiley chases. The ball's awkward and Wiley goes down, trips over a defender, nothing more as Merrick gathers. 73.5 minutes gone. Marcus Wiley very nearly just ended up in the right place at the right time and might have had an open goal, but there's a good win from Lawless, who runs on to his own prod forward. He's got hands on the back of a Hartlepool player, needs to take them off. He goes back to Merrick. Merrick clears out to the right hand side and it bounces into touch. Shots 0, Pools 1. A fair scoreline, certainly given Pools' domination in the last 10-15 minutes, the only period in the game where one side has dominated. Prior to that it was very even. Can Aldershot respond? Wiley jumps, but he's beaten in the air by Coogan, and Hartlepool get the ball under control with McEwen, the goal scorer. An unlikely goal scorer, Steve Gibbs thought. Now he's further back on this left-hand side, and he'll want to make sure Hartlepool keep the clean sheet. That means he'll have scored the winning goal. Ball's in touch again. Forgot to check whether you go Kogan or Coogan, so apologies, Poolies, if I'm getting that one wrong. I've always said Coogan, but you're saying Kogan, aren't you?
I think it might be Quogan, but I'm not totally sure.
Oh, good Lord. This, though, is Oludunjaye, and he's got, as far as we know, the longest throw in the National League. In it comes from the right-hand side. Keeper comes to get it. He's fouled. And it's a free kick to Hartlepool. And I'm going to be honest, Steve, I don't understand the strong reaction from the home faithful. He came to get it, he was fouled, and it's a free kick. And I couldn't see anything other than that myself.
No, I think the home fans feel that it's the goalkeeper being overly protected again, and he has gone down. He has gone down again on his back. Gone down
a la Adam Dubois for Gateshead.
Yes.
Hope he doesn't go down as many times as Dubois did that day for Gateshead. All right, a chance for both sides to come over, get some refreshment, have a word with the managers. The first time competitively this year that Aldershot Town have been strongly tested. They've got 14-15 minutes plus added time to try and get in this, to get back into this. There's no panic. Now, we understand that, is there a different rule in place now for goalkeeper subs, or is that not in yet? It's just proposed, is it?
No, I think... Which rule are you meaning?
I'm meaning the one where a goalkeeper comes down and gets treatment. They have to do something different so that there's no... So that another player has to come off or something for 30 seconds, that's what it is, something like that. Well, no, for a minute, because 30 seconds is the normal about. Kidderminster 1, Eastleigh 0. Interesting scoreline from two sides tipped to struggle this year. Matt Craig got off to a winning start last week, but Eastleigh are trailing now, and Kidderminster, who got beaten at Hornchurch, are ahead. And Hornchurch, who beat them were 2-0 up at Barrow, it's now 2-1. Here at the EBB, it's shots nil, pools 1. And I've got a feeling that Steve's got something he wants to share with us.
Yeah, the goalkeeper's injury. If he's fouled, the new rule doesn't apply. If it's a foul, a collision or a blood injury. Otherwise, if it's just in open play, an outfield player leaves for at least 1 minute to try and stop the trend of goalkeepers wasting time feigning injury.
Yeah, I don't think he was doing that, to be fair. He could have been, but maybe Hartlepool maximised that new rule there. Let's see. Anyway, flick on. Ball's volleyed forward by Olodunjoye. Denanga's trying to win the ball in the air in the chaos. Pokes it out to the left-hand side to Wiley. Wiley receives it, edge of the area, tries to get the ball onto his right foot for a shot. That is blocked. One in the air by Odesanya. Prodded it, cleared away by Hartlepool. Sent back in by Olodunjoye. Helped on by Odesanya. Adam Malaki's down there, wins it, pokes it out to the left-hand side. Can Dice keep it in? Yes, he can. Can he find Wiley? Yes, he can. Wiley, with his back to goal, sends the ball inside. Lawless picks it up, tries an early ball. Half cleared. Picked up by Malaki. Hoofed up in the air by Hartlepool. Headed back in, taken down by Denanga. Tries to turn and get a shot away. That is blocked. Comes out as far as Odesanya. Oh, Odesanya looks to feed Tuma on this right side. He gets the pass wrong and finds touch, but the crowd here at the EBB acknowledging the first real effort for the Shots to get up a bit of a head of steam as they try and get themselves back into this match.
Yeah, they've been a little bit sloppy in the last few minutes, but...
Oh, it's a good move. Lawless chasing. Wiley will try and get an important foot in here. Hartlepool get it. Aldershot might get onto it. There's a foul. And the Aldershot fans don't like it. And the player that's caught is just limping, but he's staying on his feet. Foul given against Tuma. What I like about the Aldershot Town fans' response, Steve, is it tells you how engaged in the match they are. It tells you how badly they are behind their side. Meanwhile, I think the referee is 79 minutes into an excellent game. Ball's played out to the left by Hartlepool, finds touch. I don't think he's got an awful lot wrong at all. Here's the throw down the right-hand side for Olundojoye. Missed by both players, that's how big it was. McNally picks it up, he's under pressure from Denanga. Beats the lunge of Malaki, sends it inside to Hunter. Hunter back to McNally. McNally shapes to go back to Merrick, but then turns. He's got, it's one back by Lawless. Ball played inside by Malaki. Free kick shots, yellow card shown to McNally, who probably just had a little bit too much swagger there, Steve.
Yeah, I think so. I think it was maybe a combination of the foul and his reaction to it. But yes, the first Hartlepool player this afternoon to pick up a yellow card as we go into the final 10 minutes.
We certainly do. Shots nil, Hartlepool 1. Really lively game from start to finish. Shots going toe-to-toe with one of the league's favourites, who found a way to get themselves ahead. And now we need to see if they can hang on to that or if the Shots can get back level. Free kick's taken short into the feet of Denanga. Back to Odesanya. Swings it in left-footed. Not the best ball, but competed for. Cleared away by Hunter. Coming together between Odesanya and Miley. I think the referee gives a free kick and Miley goes down with a head injury. Just what Hartlepool needed there. Aldershot, for me, too over-elaborate with a free kick, Steve. They're trying to play a ball in, get it back, send it in again. Why? Send it in once and get on the end of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it's been an excellent performance overall, whether Hartlepool's class tells in the end or not, but I also think there's reasons that Scott will feel a little bit disappointed, a little bit like his team hasn't quite given their everything. They've given their all physically, mentally, but I think there's been a couple of moments where they could have been technically better.
Here come Hartlepool down the left-hand side. Cameron John gets the cross in, lovely cross, but it just finds Tyrese Dice at the far post. The ball bounces off him to Hayes, who gets us underway with a quick goal kick, but it's headed back in by Hartlepool, and then Dice does well to get his head on it, and then he's got hands on and gives a silly foul away. Exactly what Hartlepool want again. They might even make another substitution here, Hartlepool, just to lock things tight. They are going to bring on now the number 9, Jordan Hugill, and take off Will Harris. So Jack Nolan and Will Harris, who did the business for Hartlepool last week, haven't done it today. Corey McKeown has, though. And over on the far side, Brooklyn Ilunga, who's also going off, just stirs up the Pool fans, saying, come on, get us over the line in this last 8 minutes. The other substitute coming on, Steve, Terry Bondo.
Yes, and 2 big, awkward, physical, tall strikers just to defend from the front, give Aldershot Town's defence no respite. Big, awkward. Bondo's 6'3". Hugill is not much less.
1-0 Pools, 7 minutes just over, plus added time to go. Miley with this free kick out on the right hand side, swings it in, headed just wide by the substitute Hugill, who almost scored with his first touch that was off his head. It was just wide, a little bit further wide than Nafeti's in the first half, but the referee flagged for a foul anyway. It wouldn't have counted. Those watching on DAZN will know that already. Those listening on BBC Surrey would have needed that extra bit of info. Here's an inadvertent handball here by Marcus Wiley, and Hartlepool have got another free kick. And since Aldershot have tried to get up ahead of steam, Steve, to have a real go, to find that kitchen sink and throw it in, unfortunately, the thing they've done with consistency is give away free kicks. That's the 4th one now in the last 5 minutes. And there's no better way to kill a game for Hartlepool than a set piece for themselves.
Yeah, Aldershot Town are playing into Hartlepool's hands, unfortunately, and maybe that is Hartlepool's class in putting themselves in the situations where they can win those cheap fouls.
Ball over the top, Denanga chases, keepers come out, brilliant header from him, from Merrick, up against the back line. Odesanya's carried on his run with the ball, goes forward, and then Sharon comes over and smashes the ball into touch. Throw into the shots, they're not done yet. Up come the big boys from the back, Stickland and Oshilaja. We know who's going to take it. Elijah Oludunjoye. It's going to come right into the heart of the area. Now, the last time Hartlepool's tactic was Merritt just came for it wherever it was landing. In it comes again. He comes again and he catches it again. And it's too easy this time, Steve. Not even a hint of a foul. And I tell you what, when you're as tall as him, as confident as him, and as commanding as him, why not do that? Here's Lawless battling away for a ball here. He's fouled. Aldershot with the free kick. Oshilaja wants it quickly. Referee wants a quick word with the Hartlepool sub Bondo. Aldershot Town won't care if he has that word or not. They just want to get on with it. We've got 5 minutes left, viewers and listeners. What's been an enthralling National League game. League tables don't count for a lot this season, but I think 2 of the more front-footed, lively sides in the National League. Both been pretty well equipped at the back as well. Free kicks taken forward, it headed on by Tuna, taken down by Denanga inside the penalty area, but out on the left side, back to goal. Tries to steer it back to Dice, but can only find the goal scorer, McEwen. Ball's picked up by Stickland, goes back to Odesanya. Odesanya to Dice on the left-hand side. Back to Odesanya again. Aldershot desperate to get balls into the box for Wiley and for Denanga to get onto, but they can't quite create that chance yet. Lawless sends it out, lovely ball to the left-hand side, picked up by Dice, goes up against Eccleston, ball into the feet of Tuma. Ball's poked into touch, throw into the shots. Tuma went to get it and then remembered. Elijah, over you come. Chuck it in there again, and really, somebody from an Aldershot Town with an Aldershot Town shirt on needs to get first contact and not the goalkeeper, and not with fouling him.
Either try and legally block Merrick off or throw it away from him.
The third, or is it the fourth, long throw from Olajundaye. In it comes, it's a little bit higher. Flicked away by Hartlepool. Lawless gets there, just in front of McKeown. Play it back through Odesanya to Olajundaye. He's going to take on his man Bondo, left-footed. He ball's in touch, and it comes off of him. He can't believe it, but the referee, who's 20 yards away from it, is fairly comfortable that it's a Pool's throw. He may have had a bit of help from his assistant referee. I didn't look for a flag, to be honest, but he's calm, he's composed, and he's refereed confidently as well.
Yeah, I think for me it was a good challenge from Bondo, and it did come off the Aldershot man.
Scott Davis desperately won't want to lose his first ever game in charge of Aldershot competitively at the EBB, but he will have so many positives to take from today. Hartlepool will look, of course, to get a second if and when they can. There's a smart turn inside by Bondo. Ball's won well by Elijah to give him his first name as Aldershot are on the attack. And a good skill and trickery from Tuma, but he can't find much space. Plays it up to Lawless. Oh, he's quickly onto the loose ball. Tuma off of Lawless. Running into the heart of the penalty. Shove! Penalty! Aldershot Town! Well done, Basil Tuma. He believed. When that ball was loose, he pounced onto it. He got the merest of shoves, but he was inside the penalty area when he got it. He's got the ball in his hand. I think he's keeping it for Dinanga, but I don't know. I'm not informed. There are 2 minutes left. It's 1-0 to Hartlepool. Aldershot have a penalty. Steve, quickly, penalty for you or not?
Yes, soft, but yes.
Soft, but yes.
Stray hand on the back.
Yeah, enough to push him
And
over.
at that pace, Tuma is going to go down. Not diving, but he's going to lose his balance. Once again, as at Boston, Basil Tuma's moment of brilliance opens up at the opposition defence and creates the chance for the key moment, potentially, in this game that could rescue a point for the Shots.
Thank you, Steve Gibbs. Basil Tuma, who won the penalty. Great work from Conor Lawless too, by the way. Yeah. Has given the ball to Marcus Dinanga. Can Dinanga earn Shots, potentially a point, as we move into the 90th minute? Can he score his first competitive Shots goal? He's going to step up now, Marcus Dinanga, left-footed, and he puts it over the bar. He's missed the target, and unfortunately, a barren pre-season for Dinanga has now resulted in a penalty that he shot over the bar. He's absolutely distraught. It should have been an equaliser. It should have been a goal for the Shots. They're not done yet. Relief for the Poolies. I don't think they would have denied Aldershot had played their part in this game and maybe deserved a point, but if they're going to get one, they're going to need to score again. Or they're going to need to score, I beg your pardon, you know what I'm saying. Ball over the top, Bondi's onto it, he's into the penalty area, he's pushing, shoving, he's on the, squares it across, cleared away by Dice towards touch. It'll be a throw into Hartlepool. Dinanga had so long to think about the penalty. He's going to now suffer the indignity of being substituted as well. Or is that, no, that's 9 for 9 added minutes.
That's not a substitution, that's the added time.
I apologise, Marcus Dinanga. I thought he was coming off now as well. Aldershot do have Tristan Abrahams on the bench, that's why I read it wrongly. Clark coming over to ask the question, how come there's 9 added minutes? It does seem a little high, but Shots will keep battling. What a huge opportunity to get a point out of this game, but they will still take the positive, Steve.
Oh yeah.
They may just not take the point.
Yeah, but that was a massive opportunity to at least get a shot on target.
Here's a ball into the penalty area, cut out well by Oshilaja. I didn't get the chance. Oh, good leave, was it from Dinanga? No, it didn't go through. McNally sends it forward out to the left-hand side, and it'll be picked up now by Bondo, not Bondi. Sorry about that, Pools fans. Bondo trying to get his cross in. Oh, he backheels it into the path of Miley. And Miley thinking quite rightly, first of all, about keep possession, maybe win a free kick, hold the ball up at the very least. It goes back to Jack Hunter. Hartlepool have still got it, and more importantly, they've still got the lead. Aldershot missing a penalty in what ended up being the 90th minute. Steve, I didn't get the chance to say it, and I didn't want to cloud the commentary, but Dinanga, one of those strikers, wherever he's been, he's either gone, bang, I'm a prolific striker, or it hasn't worked for him. Hasn't been much in pre-season, just the one goal in the 6-7 pre-season games, and he had a half a chance last week and put it just wide. It was a big moment for him as well as the team. Yeah.
It was, yeah, absolutely. And you can say maybe he didn't address the ball well enough. He didn't approach it with confidence. He leant back a little bit.
Not as much as Ryan Hill last season.
No, absolutely. But
in that game,
you'd think from the penalty spot, you've got to at least force the goalkeeper to make a save.
All right, let's clear our heads and go again. That's what the shots have got to do. We've got 7 minutes left of added time. The ball's over on the far side, well kept in. I think that's McEwen out there. He's kept it in well, and he started a little dribble down the right-hand side. He's done really well. Stickland has gone. He's gone toe-to-toe with him and then received a hand on the shoulder and gone down. Free kick. Here comes the attendance. Is it below or above 3,000?
No, it's the man of the match.
Oh, I'll get one right in a minute, Steve. Aldershot's man of the match has been given to the man who's just been fouled, Michael Stickland. Steve Gibbs will give his BBC one later. Here's a ball bouncing loose. Marcus Wiley can't win it in the air, but it drops for Dinanga. Edge of the penalty area, looks to play it out to Tuma, but McEwen read that brilliantly. Tuma's still behind him, snapping away, trying to win the ball. Goes back to McNally. McNally can only clear into touch. Huge excitement levels here at the EBB, despite there being just one goal. I don't think anybody can deny Pools the 3 points if they get it, and if shots get level, I don't think they can be denied the point, because that's how close it's been all afternoon.
Yeah, Aldershot Town have acquitted themselves really well. Whatever the result, the performance cannot be denied. But here comes another Elijah bomb.
Can that be denied? Another bomb in from the left. Stickland tries to get the header on, he can't, but the ball drops to Elijah Oshilaja, who sends the ball in. It's missed by all the shots players, and Hartlepool might launch a counter-attack here. Odesanya does well, deepest outline shots player, and he plays the ball off of Miley for a throw-in. Taken down the line, Lawless runs for it. Eccleston's there. Eccleston was always going to leave that in the hope that it was a goal kick, and he turns slightly relieved that it was. Lawless obviously didn't think so, because he didn't put his foot in. Goal kick to Poolies. They are very nearly halfway through the... Sorry, the Poolies are the fans, I beg your pardon. The goal kick to Pools. My apologies if that's irritating for you Hartlepool listeners. We're halfway through the 9 added minutes. Hartlepool still lead by a goal to nil. Merrick is going to take the goal kick up to the inside left channel. One in the air by Stickland, headed back by Sharon, and then Bondo heads the ball down. Aldershot have briefly got it. Lawless, Odesanya sticks a foot in. He wins it, loses it. Sharon's got it back. Good play from Sharon. Very experienced player. Plays the ball up the left-hand side to Bondo. Olodunjaye tries to play a back pass to his keeper. He's caught from behind by Bondo. It's a free kick to Aldershot Town. Have they got another chance in this remaining 4 minutes of added time? I'm not going to call you clairvoyant, Steve, so when I ask you that as an out-and-out question, it's more of a kind of a rhetorical one. Here's Lawless. Odesanya trying to lift the ball up the right-hand side. Adam Malaki's out there at the moment. I'm not quite sure how things have changed position. Olodunjaye's got it. Goes back to Oshilaja, tries to clear it to the edge of the box. Well, he does. Hunter's going to win that in the air. Ball's played up towards Miley. Good brave play from Olodunjaye. He's got the ball. Tries a ball into the penalty area to Lawless. Lawless has got it. Lawless going to the line. Looks to pull it back across. Has it gone out of play? No, it hasn't. Cleared only as far as Odesanya. Cleared by Hartlepool. And then a free kick given against Stickland for a foul on Jack Hunter on the edge of the area. Both players come off worse there. Highly committed. Free kick to Hartlepool. Hunter gets a big old pat on the back from Max Merrick. Both goalkeepers have been pretty sound today. I think Merrick looks like an exceptional young goalkeeper.
He does, absolutely.
Not that he's pulled off lots of worldies or anything.
He's
really efficient at everything he's done.
Absolutely, yeah. For a young goalkeeper coming out of academy football, to deal with the aerial, the physical nature of this game, I think he's done really well. And he has been involved in a few Champions League squads with Chelsea on the bench. You don't get to that sort of level if you haven't got any quality. All
right, the attendance has been announced. I said earlier on, I wonder if it'll get to 3,000, and then it'll probably be announced as 2,600 something. But it's 2,865, a very healthy crowd for the first home match of the season at the EBB. And we doff our caps to the 348 poolies over on the far side. We said sort of 350, 400, didn't we? Yeah. So we weren't too far off. And at the moment, they are going to head home happy that their side are on track for 6 points this season. No goals conceded, 3 scored. They may even yet add to that. Aldershot have got a throw in the right back position. 2-0 last week at home to Barrow in a tight game, and at the moment 1-0 in a tight game at the EBB. Here's McNally. Played really well today, just that one moment where he's picked up the yellow. Again, he shows it and then goes the other way, but he can only clear as far as Conor Lawless. Sends it inside to Odesanya. Odesanya sends it left to Dice. Dice tries to play it forward, comes back off McEwen, but it comes back to Dice. Dice up against McEwen. Can he get past him? Can he get a ball in? He's wriggling one way, then the other, holds it up, can't seem to make room for a cross. McEwen knows he wants it on his left foot. Comes on his right, now his left. McEwen's done so well. Dice trying desperately not to foul him. Ball's on the floor. It's kind of a dead ball. And the referee gives Aldershot Town the free kick because McEwen was kind of sat on the ball, wasn't he? And fair play to the ref. He's been strong, confident, decisive. And Nick Hayes is up. Nick Hayes is coming up from the back, and Pool's fans will have their head in their hands. That's the script they don't want to see. But Aldershot Town have got a free kick that's pretty much like a corner, just a yard or two in from that. Nino Adom Maliki is going to take it. Hayes is up there, and if anything, he's doing a marking job on Bondo and on Merrick. Aldershot don't want to give away a foul here, let the ball come in. Cross comes in, it's half cleared, and it will be completely cleared by Eccleston. Aldershot do get a couple of players back, and there is the final whistle right on the 99-minute mark. It was the last chance of the game, headed clear by Hartlepool. Well done to the Pools. They will be joint top of the early fledgling National League table thanks to 2-0 and 1-0 wins. They'll take the points. Aldershot Town, Steve, will take quite a few plaudits. At the end of the day, nobody wants to be gallant heroes, but they've shown their home faithful today that they can go toe-to-toe with one of the league's top sides.
Absolutely, yeah. If they play like this for the rest of the season at the Ebb Stadium, they will win more than they lose. They will do really well. But Hartlepool's class has shown, and once again proof, that with the depth of squad they've got, the quality of squad they've got, that they are able to find a way. Even if they're not at their best, if their plan A is being nullified, that they've got enough quality and enough depth to find a way. And they've done so again. And it was, on his debut, another debutant for Hartlepool, Corey McEwen. Maybe an unlikely goal scorer from an unlikely situation, but he had a really strong cameo, really impressed in attack and in defence. And in the end, Hartlepool's class has told. They take the 3 points, but Aldershot Town, yes, gallant losers, might be faint praise, but they played really well. And they can be proud of themselves.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. Apologies, listeners. You could tell my voice was going. It lasted 70 minutes last week, and it lasted 99 today, so it's almost up to full match fitness. I don't think too many Shots fans are going to drift out the gates early. I think despite not scoring, despite not picking up any points, I think the Shots fans will give some hearty applause today for their side. They couldn't quite get anything out of the game, and of course they had a golden opportunity to do so with Marcus Denanga's penalty. we so want him to be that prolific version of himself. Strikers need desperately that first goal. It didn't come last week. Sadly, it hasn't come this week, and he won't get a better chance, Steve.
No, that was the chance. Whatever followed in the remaining lengthy stoppage time, you say, is that the chance? Unfortunately, it turned out to be, and at the time, you were thinking, yes, that would be Aldershot Town's best opportunity. If the goalkeeper makes a brilliant save, sometimes you have to say fair enough, but to miss the target from the penalty spot is not good. You've got to get it on target.
It was about between a foot and 2 foot over. It didn't scrape the bar or anything.
No.
If you were here for the game when Aldershot went goal crazy and they were 3-0 up just before half time and Ryan Hill blazed one over, that one was rising over the advertising hoardings and into the orchard, or whatever you call it, the treed area. Lovely moment for the Pools fans over on the far side. They celebrate with their players. They'll know that was a very hard-earned 3-point. And the Shots fans doing a bit of a Gateshead, as I call it. The Shots players, sorry, going along the front edge of the East Bank and shaking the hands of the supporters who, thankfully, Steve, understand that this was pretty tough opposition today. Very, very well backed. An experienced, high-profile manager. They're able to bring on a striker off the bench who not that long ago has been playing in the Championship. There's your reality check.
Yeah, that's it. Aldershot Town season will not be judged on results against the likes of Hartlepool. Yes, they've played well. They've acquitted themselves. Maybe shown also their limitations, but hugely shown their potential, their exciting, vibrant potential. And against other teams, they will do really well. And they will have a... Scott said in the week he wants to make the Ebb Stadium a fortress again. And it's performances like that that will go a long way to re-establishing the fear factor of the opposition coming to this ground to go, well, whatever the result, we know we're going to be in a hard game. We know we're not going to be given 3 points. And Aldershot Town have acquitted themselves well, but that's the quality that Hartlepool have got, the depth and the class that they've got in their reassembled squad to find a way.
And for Hartlepool, is Lee Clark going to be a good manager? Is he going to be a lucky manager? Well, certainly.
Better to be lucky than good, but I think a combination of both.
Who was that?
Napoleon.
Oh.
Better to be a lucky general than a good general.
That's the one. Let's give you the other results in the National League today. Barrow 1, Hornchurch 2. Cap doffed to Darryl McMahon's side. Winning at home to promoted Kidderminster last week was good. Winning away at relegated Barrow, who were 2 leagues higher than them last year, outstanding. It's Harry Hearn who's got the winning goal there. Sutton United 1, Altrincham 0. So Sutton, one of those sides on 6 points. Bonner with the only goal in the first half. Kidderminster 1, Eastleigh 0. Both those sides on 3 points after the first 2 games. Worthing were pegged back by Robbie Savage's men, Forest Green. They won 2-1. 2 goals from Josh Hasude, the former Woking winger. Terrific afternoon for him. Yeovil 1, Carlisle 1. Yeovil led, but had a player sent off towards the end. And it was Bunker, the former Forest Green player, who got the equaliser for Carlisle in the 96th minute. Tamworth 1, Fylde 2. Tamworth led in that game, but had Joe Rye sent off towards the end. Cedric Main scored the winner for Fylde just before half-time in that one. Southend 1, Scunthorpe United 0. Josh Popula with the only goal of the game. Wealdstone 1, Harrogate Town 3. So Harrogate Town, another one of the sides on 6 points. Brad Dollahan, Payne and Sean McCulsky with the goals for them. Here, of course, at the EBB, Shots 0, Hartlepool 1. Halifax 1, Borehamwood 3. And Matt Rush didn't quite get a hat-trick today, just the 2 goals. Abdul Malik with the other. So Boreham Wood 4 points out of 6. Solihull Moors 0, Boston 2, which kind of gives you a little bit more of a benchmark for that Aldershot Town win away at Boston last week. Wealdon and Abo with the goals, and Gateshead 2, Woking 0, Lancashire, who's just left Boston, and Ferguson with the goals. I could look at the table, but I'm not going to bother. Aldershot will be somewhere around the middle, 3 points from 6. Steve, thoughts turning then to your Aldershot Town man of the match today. I don't know if you want to give us a little group of 3 or 4 that it might come from first as a teaser, and then the actual final decision. The official man of the match was given to Michael Stickland. Let's acknowledge that. That would have been given by the match sponsors. 1 or 2 other standouts too. Where did you?
Yeah, I think pleasingly, maybe the shortlist is not quite so short. It's maybe more than 3 or 4. I think there was excellent performances across the pitch, particularly in defence and midfield. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see John Gilbert celebrate his birthday, but yeah, I think the commitment, the solidity, the quality on the ball was there for all to see. Stickland definitely is becoming a local hero for Aldershot Town. Going forward, Aldershot Town look really dangerous, but I think the one moment of quality that perhaps should have been decisive in earning Aldershot Town a point, and I think he was excellent throughout, with some honourable mentions for the likes of Oshilaja, Odesanya, Hakeem Sander, Nino Adam Malaki, but I think number 10, Basil Tuma, I think was excellent. A real thorn in the side of Hartlepool, as he was a thorn in the side of Boston last week. And he won the penalty, and that capped off an excellent, dangerous, pacey performance from the young Old Etonian.
Excellent stuff. That's Steve Gibbs. I'm Rob Worrell. And we're going to wrap things up here. We may or may not still be on air when Scotty Davis comes out for a chat. But thank you for joining us this afternoon. A highly entertaining game despite the lack of goals, Steve, and plenty of encouraging signs for the shots going forward. Indeed, yeah, absolutely. Lots of solace to be drawn, even in the disappointment of defeat. And as I've said a couple of times already, against lesser opposition, and that's pretty much anyone in the National League than Hartlepool, Aldershot Town will do well if they can continue that level. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Steve. Thanks for all your interaction throughout the afternoon, listeners. Just going to double check I haven't got any late messages at the other end. I don't know if they're going to come to me on the radio or not, because I can hear Gary Smith and Keane playing for some reason. I don't know where that's coming from. If my producer Pascal can hear me, I am going to log off and log in again, because this doesn't seem right to me that I would have music and commentary.